Hey Trekland, it's Dr. Trek Larry Nemecek back again, and I am so thrilled to actually make it up the pike, and you should do this too if you're here in SoCal or mid-California. Get to Santa Barbara, or actually Goleta, through April 30th. This incredible exhibit about Michael Westmore's Star Trek and non-Star Trek work is on display here at the Campus Art Museum at UCSB. You need to come by and see it, but we're lucky enough to catch Michael here today. And then the back side here has mold Tellarites, yay Tellarites, and some of the others.
Yeah. Here we have
Wally.
Here's the Grand Negus.
Yep.
Which was really fun. We took took a Ferengi, a regular Ferengi head, and then built these ears, built the forehead. I made all the teeth for them, which was fun. I was trained by John Chambers, who was a dental technician. John is one of the individual that won the Oscar for Planet of the Apes. And I was his first apprentice. So this was fun. I really enjoyed making teeth. But here's Wally's nose. Everything was, if you're doing an old age makeup on a human, you would do all these things, you know, tip the nose down, make all the wrinkles and everything. And of course the idea was that the ears grew too. And he was actually fun. He was a great performer in that.
Yeah.
This is, when I was doing the first one on Mark, putting them together for the design, Mark had I had a whole head cast, and his neck is so long that I just felt it needed something to it. And that's why I made these shoulders. I wished I had done more shoulders over the years.
And more, so Cardassians were forever saddled with their shoulder pieces because of Mark's neck.
Yes.
The original.
That's right. That's right. What was interesting was that if they had a nice long neck, and there were a couple of actors that came along that didn't have necks. It was like physically like that, and so their shoulders went, you know, right out quickly. So I mean, that was always my kind of law or rule that I would tell Rick. We need to have people with long, but it didn't always work that way.
Right.
So.
Right.
And these are just sketches that out of my sketchbook of different type of humanoid aliens. So we didn't really try to do a lot of big giant things going on. We tried to literally work the human into it. With the nose, we could broaden the mouth out. You could do anything different with the nose and everything. The foreheads. And then down here, we've got quite a few different pieces. Here's with the Ferengis, they used to have individual cheeks and noses. And it finally got to the point, like with Quark, we're going, wait a minute, why do we have them separate? Why don't we just do it all in one? Yeah, save some time, do it all in one piece. So there's an unpainted one, painted one. This is there's a Ham, Magel's servant.
Oh, Mr. Ham, yeah.
Yeah, that's
manservant, Carl Stryken.
Yes. Yes. That's just a bony plate that we'd use either across the head or down the back or down the chest or something. Here's a Cardassian shoulder.
Right.
This is a kind of like for an alien, again, a frontal piece that would go on. Here's a Suliban hand.
That's got to be Suliban.
Suliban hand. Another just kind of like ND alien. An ear from the Ocampa. And here is a Wayung ear.
Right.
And these were just different ears for attractive female aliens. And the forehead.
Is that a Bolian?
No.
Not a Bolian ridge?
No, we just happened, I don't know why. That's why it's there, is because probably couldn't use it. It was blue. No, the girls that actually wore that were more of a flesh tone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here's different ears. You know, sketch-wise, different ears to, again, for Rick to make a decision on. Here's all these different, here's actually an ear that came off of somebody.
Well, just as I don't want to give everything away that's here, the new part that just opened up is over this other room, and it's not Star Trek, but just a quick glance at...
This is based on 3 movies that I did and my family. Right. And over here is like with my script from Raging Bull, and the entire script is put here, and you can actually read through the entire script. When I did Rocky and I finished the movie, it was a cheap movie, low budget.
Right.
And I figured when it was through, okay, it's through. I threw the script away. And I saved everyone after that, you know.
You learned.
I learned, but I made...
Good training for Star Trek, too.
Well, what I did with it, though, is I called Stallone and got a copy of the first page of the script and did a print on it on rice paper, and I made a paper mache Stallone face.
Oh, okay.
You know,
yeah.
From it, which was...
Well, this is nice. They've got a QR code here that soon will tap back into the whole Westmore family information.
Yes, which includes all my uncles and everything.
Right,
yeah.
right. That incredible first generation. Well, your grandfather, right?
Yes.
Or your great...
No, my grandfather.
Your grandfather,
was the first one. He started his apprenticeship in the late 1800s, went off to the Boer War in 1899, then opened his first shop in 1901 in the Isle of Wight, and eventually wound up in America, Canada, and America, and in 1917, which is literally, this is the 100th year of my family being in the motion picture business.
Right.
And he opened up the first motion picture makeup studio.
When Hollywood was a baby itself.
Yeah.
And just in LA.
Back in the silent days.
Yeah.
And then all his sons, he had 6 sons and a daughter, and they all became successful in the business. They were all, surprisingly enough, had enough talent to run major studios.
It's too bad someone hasn't done a book about something that's about your career, much less the family's.
Well, I did.
I know. Coming soon to a
Coming soon.
bookstore, convention, museum shop near you. Right.
That's right.
What's the title of the book?
Makeup Man.
Okay.
And it is coming out in March of 2017.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm just going to wrap it up quick here, but
okay.
the people that love Rocky, these are your movies, Rocky, Raging Bull,
and these are scenes that I'm in, you know, doing as touch-ups.
Right, some great behind-the-scenes
Yeah.
info. And this was the part of the exhibit that just was added for this spring, right?
Yes.
The Trek was added onto with life forms, I should say.
Now, I remember this morning, we were in Philadelphia,
Oh, that iconic
when he
scene.
ran up the steps, and he did it 3 times. They'd say he ran up the steps, and all of a sudden they say, well, Sly, can you do it one more time? Sure. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I couldn't get halfway up. But he was all pumped up and ready to go. That's thrilling. In fact, there's a lot of the stories with this are what in my book that people will enjoy.
Right. And these are just 3 of them, of that end of it. You've got Star Trek and you've got all the Hollywood there, you and De Niro and Raging Bull.
Well, I've been in the business
And you and
50-some years. So my book covers all the projects that I did, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, Star Trek, and then after Star Trek.
And then just to whip around there, the Mask from Mask that was your Oscar.
This is the prototype that was made for Peter Bogdanovich to say, okay, this is what we want our makeup to look like. How are we going to do it? Mm-hmm. Well, my suggestion was we need to find somebody whose eyes are far apart, at least that. They go ahead and hire Eric Stoltz, whose eyes were very close together. So there's actually 3 inches between here and here on the real boy. And with Eric, it's 1 3/4 inches. And I couldn't make it any wider because then he couldn't see. Yeah. But I did the teeth. There's actually, this is all mask on him. There's nothing that is Eric in his face. And here's a cast of De Niro from Raging Bull. Here's a cast of Stallone's face.
That's them.
I've got them all stored away. I have boxes of all the faces of the people. I tell you the ones I really enjoy, and we had some here on exhibit for a while, was I have all the characters from Star Trek for the different seasons.
Uh-huh.
There's a few, like Gates never needed one, so I don't have an Avery Brooks.
Right.
I don't have one in Avery, but everybody else.
But you had Marina for her Romulan, right?
Yeah.
And for, what's the other, everybody that was in the one where they're genetically manipulated.
Yes. Yeah, so I had cast on all of them, and Patrick. And,
which is a whole story in itself.
Kate
One of many.
You know?
Right. You had those for any time a regular was modified somehow,
yes.
which amazingly was always happening.
Yeah.
Because it's Star Trek
Yeah.
and it's TV's. Yeah.
Yeah, now right behind you here we have what the mask finally turned into, here's the real boy, there's me sculpting on it, and this is what Eric's makeup looked like. And of course, I was lucky enough to get
There
an
you go.
Oscar for it with Zoltan Alec.
And congratulations once again. Well, listen, why don't we wrap it up there?
Okay.
But the exhibit here at Santa Barbara's Art, Design, and Architecture Museum?
Art, design, and architecture,
Okay.
yes. In the middle
It's-
of campus, over by the art building.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful part of the country right here on the coast, right off the 101 through the 30th. There's some special events that are tied in that they've got you down for, Mr. Alumni.
It'll be online.
Right,
You'll
all of
be able
that
to find
online
it,
there.
yes.
I'll run the link
Okay.
to everything there.
Okay.
And then the book is coming out April 22nd.
Oh, the book's coming out March 1st.
March 1st.
But we're
Oh,
doing a
okay.
signing here on campus on April 22nd.
That's-
But there's going to be other signings I have lined up in the Los Angeles
Right.
area before that.
LA
and at the
conventions
different
and-
conventions.
Right.
And it's a fun book. It's literally my memoirs behind the camera. Don't really have much bad to say about anybody. It was just a career that had a lot of fun.
Good. Well, this is a great testament to it here, beyond even all the Star Trek Beyond. So, Mike, thanks for taking us around.
My pleasure.
It's supposed to be a public tour, so we'll get out of the way of that today. But people should get down and see this while it's up here. Even if you've seen Star Trek makeup pieces in museums or the experience or wherever you've seen it, there's new pieces here and a lot of new insights, and it's a fun place to be too. So,
Great.
congratulations.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.